Good morning, gang, and happy Thanksgiving. The pretty much North American holiday. I mean, I know Canada's got their Thanksgiving too, but there's not a whole lot of countries that celebrate a day like today. I mean, we're the only one that celebrates it today. But here it is, it's Thanksgiving, and it's a day for family and friends and a feast and everything of the sort. Okay, it's to celebrate the the harvest, basically. And if you think about what's on your Thanksgiving table this afternoon or tonight, or my Thanksgiving table, I mean, around here, it's going to be sweet potatoes that we grew. It's going to be green beans that we grew. It's going to be sauerkraut. Yes, I know everybody's going to go, what the hell is sauerkraut to do with Thanksgiving? It's just something my family does. From cabbage that we grew. It's going to be mashed potatoes that we grew. The only thing that we didn't grow was the turkey. Okay. I mean, yeah, some of the other stuff. I mean, I didn't grow the wheat to make the bread, or I didn't milk the cow to make the butter. But the main ingredients, the main meals today are harvested. And probably for a lot of you, they are going to be too, which makes Thanksgiving that much more special because now you can look at your table this afternoon when the kids come over, grandma and grandpa come over, whatever, the grandkids, whoever is coming, your drunk uncle. Uh, and you can look at that table and go, if it wasn't for me out working in the yard all summer, that food wouldn't be here. Okay. It's something to, gee, here's a shocker, give thanks for, which, unlike all the idiot wokesters out there, is the whole point of Thanksgiving. Okay? It is supposed to be a celebration of a good harvest. And that's exactly what it is. Now, you have all these people that want to rewrite history, i.e., liberals, okay, who have never bothered to open a book and actually learn any history about the United States as a whole, let alone about the holidays before they go running their mouth. I mean, there's supposedly some protest on Plymouth Rock today that the uh, people are protesting the imperialistic and genocidal ways of the pilgrims. Okay. Let me start with this one. All right. That wasn't the truth. There was no imperialism. There was no genocidal ways. Okay. If they were imperialists, they wouldn't have sought to escape Europe, start their own country. Right? There's the first easiest thing to do because I'd hope that most people know why the pilgrims came here. They were escaping religious persecution. Just, I don't know, little things called facts, right? But we get into it. There's one written account of Thanksgiving, okay? And it was written by a pilgrim by the name of Edward Winslow. And he wrote a letter, which eventually got turned into a book or story called Mort's Relation. All right, and this made it all the way through, blah, blah, blah. But MOURT''S relation. If you don't believe me, you can go look this up. You can actually buy a copy of the letter on Amazon if you want it. And it talks about the first harvest, all right? I believe it was in 1621, where the pilgrims sat down with the Wampanoag Indians. Pilgrims were massively outnumbered by the Indians at this feast table and celebrated on venison, on probably quail, okay, some sort of fowl. It wasn't turkeys. And a lot of the vegetables they harvested. This was in 1621. the Pilgrims had an exceptionally good relationship with the Indians until 1675 when King Philip's War started. Okay, I want you to think about that for a second. King Philip's War. Please tell me where in the history of the United States or the colonies or the settlers or anything we've ever had a king. We haven't. Okay, so all these lunatics, all these brain dead snowflakes that are protesting the genocide and imperialism of the Pilgrims might want to go look up a little bit of history, because what they're talking about isn't true. So, going to King Philip, that would be Europe. Okay, just saying. But even the Indians, and I use that term for a very good reason, because even the Indians are protesting some of this stuff. And one of the biggest misnomers in the United States is calling people Native Americans. Because here's a little fact that they might want to learn. There is no such thing as a Native American. The Indians were here before the white man, but they are not native. Okay? Just giving you this. The Indians came across the land bridge from what's now Russia to what's now Alaska from the Far East and Russia. They are not native. Okay? They came through and settled in the United States. They did the exact same thing, except from our West Coast instead of our East Coast, that the Pilgrims did. Okay? They settled a new land. They just did it before the Pilgrims. Now, will I say that the way that the American Indians have been treated in especially the 19th century and even into the 20th century, will I say that was correct? Oh, absolutely not. Okay, the reservations and the taking of land and all that sort of stuff was very wrong. Is it factual history? Yes. Okay. Did it happen? Yes. Can I change it? No. Did I have anything to do with it? No. Okay. Yes, there have been many wrongs that have been done to many people around the world throughout history. But you can't rewrite your own history just to make it fit your narrative. Things happen, they're factual, and time marches on. Today, we are not celebrating the wars against Indians. That's not what this is about. We are not celebrating the colonization of Plymouth Rock or anything like that. That's not what this is about. Thanksgiving is a celebration of getting the first harvest in for a group of people that did not know the climate, did not know the soil conditions or anything. A lot of them starved the first year, guys. There were hardly any Pilgrims left. And a lot of them wanted to go back because life was too hard here. But, and I kid you not, there was only like 20 that stuck it out. And they learned how to cultivate food from the American Indians. And for 50 some odd years, for 54 years, the Pilgrims and the Indians had a friendly relationship. And then, of course, the king came in and decided that he was going to destroy all that. So today, when you hear all these stories from the media, when your kids come up and say, that's not what was taught me in school, or whatever, okay? Go look up Edward Winslow. Go look up Mort's relation. And enlighten your family your young kids, your college educated 20 something that thinks they know everything, and tell them what the true meaning of Thanksgiving is today. We're preppers. Guess what? So are the pilgrims. That's what we celebrate today. Self-sufficiency, growing your own food, being able to make something out of nothing. Because when they arrived, they literally had nothing. They looked at an open land with dirt and trees and said, we got to start somewhere. That's what you celebrate today, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you tomorrow. Pinball out.